In the back-and-forth rivalry that culminates in the Franciscan Bowl Trophy, your number 3 ranked University of St. Francis football team traveled to St. Vincent Field and lost 38-10 to number 6 Marian. The Knights now lead the all-time series 8 wins to 7.
Well, hats off to Marian. They did a great job. We're a little beat up right now, the defensive line. We're having to try to move some young people up, freshmen, that try to get them experience, and you got to do that, in the gauntlet of difficulty. It's a stressor. Salary's a great back. Their offensive line did a great job. They ran the ball very effectively, made some big plays when they had to. And offensively, we moved the football pretty well. Our plan was to make sure we're not in second and third and longs. We did that for the most part. Our efficiency in the red zone, well, they got there twice. We got 2 scores. So again, hats off. Mary did a great job. It was a tough one for us, and it's easy to win. And it's a real test of character. It's what we're in this for, to teach young men how to handle things when things don't go well. And we've obviously got a long way to go yet. A lot of learning and maturity yet ahead of us, but we'll get there.
After graduating 3 All-Americans from a year ago, the Cougar defense ranks number 1 in NAIA, averaging 5.1 sacks per game, and ranks number 25, allowing 307 yards per game. Against Marian, James Jamisic led the team with 8 tackles and a sack. He now has 25.5 career sacks, just 1 sack away from tying a Cougar record.
Well, I'm proud of our defense. I thought we fought courageously, and for the most part, I thought did a really good job. I say we bit on a couple pass plays there in crucial conversion situations, but I thought we played extremely well. We've been a big play team offensively, and we didn't get much of that. So, again, hats off to our opponent. They did a great job. They won the football game. And the question, I ask our team is, what are you going to do now? How are you going to respond? Because that's the key issue. I think we've got a good football team, even though we're dinged up, and we have to respond. We got another great team coming in this weekend.
Entering this season, kicker Gavin Gardner connected on 19 of 27 field goals. This past Saturday, the junior hit his 3rd field goal on the season and is a perfect 3 for 3. He's now tied with Ryan Nix with 22 career field goals and is 1 away from tying Emerson Eber for a new Cougar record.
He's a wonderful young man. He's always got a smile on his face. He's positive. He gets out and he works at it, and it's really important to him, so he's very good at it. So we're very fortunate to have Gavin in our program and to have him the rest of this season and moving on to 2020.
For senior captain John Daugherty, there's no moving on to 2020. Last year, USF followed the Marian loss with a loss at Concordia 7-3. For Daugherty, there's no looking back. Just like years past, the Cougs are in the midst of a gauntlet. And first up is number 4, Concordia.
I think last year, just coming off the Marian loss, we were focused on that. We did focus on Concordia, but we let that loss get to us and affect us. And I think that carried over into the Concordia game and is what led to, like you said, it being a dogfight and us ultimately coming up on the losing end of that. I think we're hungrier this year. We learned from it last year, and we know we can't let that carry over. We got to, like I said earlier, learn from those mistakes, but focus on Concordia now. Take it day by day and week by week. When you speak about the gauntlet, they're all good teams. They're all going to show up and give us their best, and we have to play our best ball. I don't think we've put together a full game yet and played our best ball that we know we're capable of doing. And we just got to focus on that, focus on us getting better, us taking the steps, stacking on top of each other day by day, and just take it week by week. I think if you look at the whole gauntlet as a whole, you might get lost in it and lulled to sleep type of deal. So we definitely have to take it week by week, ball game by ball game, and just take steps every day to get into that team that we want to be and playing the ball that we know we're capable of playing.
And on the offensive line, it's been a day-by-day situation, with key starters Reese Roney, Landon Myers, and Ryder Pritchett battling injuries.
Like you said, definitely banged up. I think that's just part of it. When you do what we do, going head-to-head, hitting every single day, it's going to take some wear and tear on your body. But I think where we're at now, we're starting to turn around with that. Like you said, I'm completely healthy. Shoemaker's completely healthy. I know Reese is back to almost 100%. Ryder's still dealing with the ankle, but it held up on him for Saturday against Marian. Getting another week under his belt would definitely be there. And Tiny's just a gamer. He'll show up, he'll be ready to play, he'll do his thing, so I'm not too worried about it. I know we'll be ready to play.
The O-line will be looking for some revenge against a Concordia defense that recorded 10 sacks a year ago against the Cougs.
Yeah, they were a physical ball team. They were stout and big inside. They did a lot of different blitzes and stunts with their D-line. Their linebackers just kind of throwing the kitchen sink at you and trying to get you with a play that a look you might not have seen in practice that week or prepared for. And I think really that's where they got us last year at was some looks that we didn't think we would get against them, and they just hit us with a couple of those big plays. But yeah, they were stout up front, and they were a physical ball team with their front seven. And yeah, they were a good team. They're a good team this year again, and I know they got some guys returning up there. It'll be a good ball game.
Competing in the MSFA Mideast isn't easy, but Concordia has answered the call, making the playoffs the past 2 seasons. It's always started with the Cardinal defense, and this year they ranked number 7, giving up just 256 yards per game. They're coming off 2 big come-from-behind victories at number 9 St. Xavier and versus number 19 Siena Heights. Leading the way has been junior quarterback Peter Morrison, who led Concordia High School here in Fort Wayne to a Class 3A state championship in 2016.
Well, you got to be able to move the ball, and they're an outstanding defense. They're probably as good as what we saw last week. Offensively, they've had some injuries at quarterback, and now Peter Morrison, Fort Wayne product, Concordia High School, is the guy, and he's a winner. Obviously, we were very interested in him. We were just in a situation where we couldn't bring in a quarterback at that time. So he's a playmaker. He's undersized, but he makes up with it with his decision-making, his grit. He's got a strong arm. So he's a big reason why they're doing very well.
What it goes back to is they're stout up front. They're going to try to, just root us, kind of spill things to the outside, to their backers, to their safeties flying. They do a lot with their backers and their safeties, bringing them up, dropping them, trying to disguise them and blitz them. And we just got to be ready for the different looks that they're going to throw at us. Like I said, they throw everything they can, trying to cause confusion. We just got to stick to our principles, stick to our base stuff, and be able to go out and execute.